the back of the net so far.
It was one of those first halves we were talking about. Of course, it's so important for Ollie and United to get off to a decent start, and we talked about how important that first goal could be. Does it settle the nerves a bit?
It's got them right back in the game. I mean, prior to that, they were second all the while. And so, just harking back to the Wolves game, the Wolves defence defended very deep, and I thought one or two other teams might try that to negate the pace of Rashford. Watford, in all fairness, are pressing up a high line, and that was exploited with short magic ball.
Yeah.
I thought he delayed it too long, to be fair. I thought, go on, hit it now. He took another touch, delivered a perfect ball, and I love to see strikers, quick strikers, playing on the last man, and that's exactly what Rashford did. Took his goal, terrific. Great finish. You know, it looked easy, one-on-one. We've seen the manager do that a few times.
Just a few. We'll talk more about the first half and the goal in just a moment. First, though, let's get the views of Paddy and Stuart.
Well, if there's an award for pass of the season, it's probably got to go to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw moving up the left-hand side from his own half with a defence-splitting pass. Marcus Rashford clean through, one-on-one with Foster, still had a bit to do. A wonderfully competent finish from Marcus Rashford. His 9th goal under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A great finish it was too, but harsh on Watford for the first 25 minutes. Really, they had the better opportunities. Decore, Deeney, Pereira, De La Feu, all coming close. They couldn't beat De Gea. The goal settled United, and after that they looked dangerous.
Yes, they did, but you've got to give credit to Watford. Watford began there thinking we're a goal down. Why? We shouldn't be a goal down. We should possibly be ahead. They started off absolutely fantastic, Watford. You said it, Stuart, during the comments, and I've said it a million times. If you don't score when you're on top, you're going to suffer through it. United, and they did suffer through it. You'll not see a better pass this season, next season, the season after that, than the one that Luke Shaw gave there today. Absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, Marcus Rashford done it justice, putting the back of the net. Still got a lot to do in the second half, United.
It could have been two, actually. Would have been harsh on Watford, but Anthony Martial from about 6 yards out, left foot shot, well saved by Ben Foster, who was beaten by an excellent finish from Rashford. But the finish, Pat, of a guy who is fizzing with confidence under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh, without question, Stuart, you're seeing a team out there that's fizzing with confidence under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the thing about it's not only the players out there that are full of confidence, the players on the bench. And I think those players on the pitch must be thinking, well, if I don't play well, there's people on the bench that want to be on the pitch. So they've got to do their best.
Well, United unbeaten in the last 77 Premier League games when they've scored first. And they've scored first. They lead 1-0.
They do indeed. It was a great pass, but Danny, was it one of the best passes you'll see over the next 5 years?
I'm waiting. You know, I'm wounded. I've got to wait 5 years to see a pass that good. It was a top pass. Really
it was. It was a sort of defence splitting pass. We talked about how important Juan Mata was to the United team, and is he the player that could unlock their Watford defence? But that ball, I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. It's just wide open, fantastic finish, brilliant goal, wasn't it?
Excellent. Yeah, team defending high up the field. A striker that's prepared to just live on the shoulder, which for me most of the great strikers have done. Ball's fizzed in, a great weighted pass, but he's still got plenty to do.
Yeah.
First touch takes him in on goal, and his second, then you're thinking, I think 12 months ago he'd have blasted that. Then all of a sudden he just calm, just nicks the keeper brilliantly. That is a class finish, class move, class finish.
Danny, they did have a few chances early on, Watford, right? And we talked about the defenders in some detail actually. Lindelof not in the squad today, he's not right, is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says. Not ready, I think is the correct term. We've got Bayer, we've got Rojo, we've got Smalling, we've got Jones, we've got Lindelof. Do we have two players there that are good enough to keep that pairing going for the remainder of this season and then all of next, or not? Do you think a new name needs to come in?
I think it's hard when you got five all vying for for 2 places, and you don't know your perfect partnership. So far at the moment, Smalling and Lindelof have done very well. You know, since Ole's come in, they understand each other and they've done very well. If you are going to strengthen, it'd probably say 2, maybe 3 would leave. If you've got anybody coming up behind them, then that would make your 4th centre half, in the youth system. But you do need to firm up your 2 so everybody knows who your both centre halves, your favourite centre halves are really.
Okay, that's the view, of course, of experts. Let's get the view now of you. More importantly, the football fan. Sam is speaking to a few of you.
Thanks, guys. Now let's find out how people are feeling out here on the concourse. There's a big line for popcorn. So this guy, guys, what did you make of that first half?
It's a bit slow.
A little bit slow.
Yeah.
Happy with the goal though?
Good goal, fantastic goal. We need a bit more pressure on, don't we? Keep pushing.
Missed chances for both sides. Who do you think will rue them the most?
I think United are gonna put it in. I think second half.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Watford can maintain this pressure.
No. I think they're too hard, too quick.
Yeah. Who is your man of the match so far?
Pogba.
What's the final score going to be?
2-0.
Who's going to score the next goal?
Pogba, probably.
I think he's a Pogba fan. Thanks so much. What did you think of that half?
It was okay.
Have I made you feel nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave you alone. That's fine. Don't worry. Okay, let's go up to the front. What did you go for?
Toffee.
Sweet. Is it nice?
What?
What have you made of the game so far?
Boring to start off with. Got better going through. Should have got a second.
Yeah. Were you worried about when De Gea went down? Looked like he might be injured. Wasn't worried. It was fine. It was absolutely fine. Everyone's pretty relaxed out here. 1-0. I think people will take it. Back to you guys.
I mean, don't eat with your mouth full when you're on telly. What's all that about? Just goes to the front camera. Maybe he didn't even see the camera in his face. I don't know. Do we expect changes, Ron, in the second half, or are you happy with what you've seen so far?
I don't think there'll be any changes unless there's injuries we don't know of, and there didn't appear to be any. I don't think United will make any changes. I think they might change tactically. They might, if they've looked at the Mata situation, they might try and nullify him a little bit. But I think Mata will probably start again on the right and then drift infield. And I thought he probably had more of the ball, than any player on the field. And it showed what we talked about before the show. He's better when he's operating in that area behind the front players.
OK, more from the boys in just a moment. We can hand over now to Sully. I think he's in the press room.
Thanks, guys. Andy Mitten here with me in the David Meek Press Lounge. And for a long time, it looked like Watford were bossing that. But we're thankful to Marcus Rashford, a great finish from Luke Shaw's exquisite through ball to have the lead.
Great moment. Best moment of the first half. And also, this is great that it's called the David Meek Press Lounge. He was an inspiration to me as a young journalist. And it's fitting that it's been named after him. He covered this beat for almost 50 years. Fantastic man. And I'm sure he would have approved strongly of that ball from Luke Shaw to set up Rashford. Before that, Watford were the better team. They're strong, they were well organised, they had a good discipline about them. They're not 8th in the table for no reason. And United soaked the pressure in. But they've got that goal, they've got that sharpness up front. Rashford looks full of confidence. It's a beautiful sunny day at Old Trafford. What's there not to like?
And what do you make of the reception Ollie got as he walked out?
Well, he's not going to get a bad one, is he? He's a man of the moment. I've never known a manager get their name sung more than any player, but the honeymoon period continues and will continue as long as Manchester United are winning. He's got a difficult job to do now. This team is still not top level, but he will have money in the summer to strengthen it. He'll have to decide which players he brings through, and he's still got a very good squad here. If they can get a win here today, push towards a top 4 finish, that would be really important.
Yeah, let's hope we can get 3 points. Tough game. We away to Wolves as well. Then the games against Barcelona come in. Andy, of course, a resident of that city these days, so hopefully we'll see it before then. But we've got to get the job done today. Important one. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ali. Yeah, we're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll have full radio commentary of the second half and then full-time analysis with the boys. And more importantly, you can have your say. Loads coming up. We'll see you right after this.
Skill through here, fantastic strike. Marcus Rashford, Manchester lad, scores on his derby debut. City 0, United 1.
attacking the near post. He's got it right this time, all right. Fantastic stop by Peter Schmeichel.
The players now know that every game's a key game, and hopefully we can now bring back to our club.
Giggs! Oh, what a goal! Bends ahead with goals from Pippo Inzaghi.
If he pulls this one out, this will be the greatest achievement he's had.
Beckham with a corner. It's Joaquin! Full speed ahead, Barcelona!
A win will make United champions.
Oh, it's Andy Cole.
It's the goal that put me in the championship. FA Cup final, 1999.
Sheringham!
Force goals, 2-0.
The FA Cup is back in Manchester United hands, but they are not finished.
The big goalie's coming up.
In towards Schmeichel. It's come for Dwight York. Cleared. Giggs with a shot. Sheringham! Name on the trophy. It's a Sheringham. And Solskjaer has won it! Champions of Europe, champions of England, winners of the FA Cup, everything their hearts desired. It's the chance of a lifetime. Memories are made of it forever and a day.
Welcome back to Old Trafford. Watford just taking to the field here. Manchester United have been out for well, around about a minute now, just waiting for their opponents to join them. And the shade is slowly creeping across the pitch now. It's crossed the halfway line, but it hasn't made its way to David De Gea's goal at the old scoreboard end, so he will have the sun in his eyes for, I would suggest, the whole of the second half.
Yeah, he will definitely. He won't have disappeared by the time these 47, 48 minutes, whatever it is, are up. So he will have that to contend with, and maybe Watford might make more use of it than United did in the first half.
Off we go. Watford get us started. Green shirts, green shorts, green socks for them. Attacking from left to right in this second half. United red shirts, black shorts, red socks from right to left, attacking the old Stretford end as Doucouré plays it into the United penalty area. Just rolled inside the box. Chris Smalling clears it away. United lining up with De Gea in goal. Young, Smalling, Jones and Shaw the back four. Herrera, Matic, Pogba and Mata the four in midfield, and Rashford and Martial up front, albeit at times Mata has joined the other two as a front three, as the shot is whipped in by De La Feu from the far side, easily into the grasp of De Gea, and he sets Pogba going. Watford with Foster in goal, Janmat, Cabaselli, Britos and Massina in the back line. Here's Dini trying to play in De La Feu, but the ball hits the heels of the Spaniard and it's cleared away by United. The midfield, Hughes, Capu, Doucouré and Pereira. Dini and De La Feu up top for Watford. Here is Dini in the United box. Ball won back by Luke Shaw, who's been calm and composed today. And with that super pass, set up the only goal of the game for Marcus Rashford. Here goes Ashley Young over halfway, trying to slot it through for Martial in the penalty area. Massina though with a sliding challenge to see it behind for a corner.
Yeah, it's been a lively opening from both teams just then from Man United, and earlier when Paul Pogba lost the ball, Pereira was the pass, not De La Feu. He would have had a free shot on target from just inside the edge of the box.
By the way, corner is coming in from the far side. In it goes towards Smalling, who's guilty of pushing, and the free kick goes Watford's way. As it stands, Manchester United with a win now today would be fourth. Just a point clear of Arsenal in fifth, who'd have a game in hand. Level on points though with third place Tottenham United, which is could well be crucial, although Tottenham also have a game in hand, but they play Liverpool this weekend.
And dare I say it, we could do with a Liverpool win.
Yes, it's not often that Manchester United fans shout for Liverpool, but actually on this occasion it would help the United cause if Spurs were to lose to Jurgen Klopp's side.
And they've still got a goal to the Etihad, Spurs.
Yep. Ball is back with De Gea, all in bright orange away to our right hand side. This win, if it were to be a win as well, would put United 4 points clear of Chelsea, albeit Chelsea would have a game in hand. They play tomorrow.
against Cardiff City.
Arsenal have not got an easy fixture on Monday night. Newcastle have picked up as of late.
Yep.
And that's going to be tough.
Matic to Martial in the Watford half. Now Luke Shaw on this left-hand side plays it forward to Rashford, who's peeled out of the penalty area to play left wing. Pogba for Shaw again. Into Rashford, who tries to turn away from Janmaat. Janmaat though stays with him, and so does Hughes, who wins the ball back. And manages to pirouette away from Rashford and then tries to outpace Luke Shaw. Free kick given against Luke Shaw. Not quite sure what the referee saw there.
No. Good body strength from Luke Shaw. You could see what Will Hughes did initially well to turn away from Paul Pogba, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with what Luke Shaw did then. Romelu Lukaku's thinking, what has the referee seen there?
Yeah, he's just chuckling on our monitor in front of us here. If the scoreline were to stay this way, by the way, Watford would drop below Leicester, because Leicester are winning at the moment. It would mean Watford would go 9th, a point behind Leicester in 8th and Wolves in 7th. Deulofeu, left-hand side for Watford. Back with Doucouré. Into the feet of Hughes, tries to flick it on towards Deulofeu. Chris Smalling nods it away, and Ashley Young clears his lines over halfway. Britos with a header for Capoue. That'll drop for Ashley Young. United can start again with Mata. He couldn't quite thread it through to Pogba there though.
Yeah, you could see what was happening as the play was developing, and Paul Pogba was on the move right through the centre of that pitch.
Pereira for Watford, back to Britos. Worth noting the substitutes for either side as well here today. For United it's Romero, Lukaku, Lingard, Rojo, Pereira, Fred and Dalot. Watford, no Tom Cleverley today. He is out through injury. Gomez, the goalkeeper, Success, Cathcart, Gray, Kina, Femenia and Holebas in reserve for the Hornets. Deulofeu, left-hand side for Doucouré, middle of the park. Run forward by Janmaat, ignored by Doucouré, who finds Hughes in the box. Shaw had to be very careful with his challenge there, so did Phil Jones, but they both teamed up well. Pogba looking to then release Rashford, but he couldn't find him.
No, he just needed to perhaps just dink it over the top into the space for Marcus to run onto. It was a tough ball to try and find him.
Doucouré stepping forward for Watford again. Deulofeu, left-hand side, takes on Young for pace, breezes past him, looks for Deeney, back to goal. Jones shepherds him away from goal. Doucouré, edge of the box, trying to bend one maybe, feeds Janmaat, takes a touch, hits it right-footed, fires it over the top.
Threatening. And they work the play so that they've got a man over. On this side, it's Daryl Janmaat. Probably will feel as though with all the space that he had and the fact that he does strike a good ball, especially with his right foot, he'd be disappointed he's not done better. But like Watford started the first half, they started the second as well in equally decent fashion.
Yeah, we've had 6.5 minutes now of the second half. It's still Manchester United 1, Watford 0. De Gea with the goal kick. Pogba's flick for Mata, who goes down. Referee says no foul. Watford carry on. Capoue hits it long for Deulofeu. Smalling goes with him. Moves out to the left-hand side, Deulofeu here. Knocks it back. Pereira's going to hit it. Really good stop by De Gea, who would have seen that late. Got down low to his right-hand side and just palmed it round the post for a corner.
Yeah, it's a good save. It is a good save. And this time Pereira. Deulofeu elects to come back. Play the ball inside. I tell you what, this is a really good save, because he'll have the sun to contend with as well, and that looked like it might have just crept in that near post.
Corner from the far side, whipped into that near post, and Etienne Capoue actually did a really good job of heading that away from a Manchester United point of view rather than flicking it on from a Watford point of view.
Yeah.
Lofted back into the box by Will Hughes. Smalling and Young will leave it. It will be a Manchester United goal kick. Later scores then: Brighton 0, Southampton 0, Burnley 1, Wolves 0, a Conor Cody own goal in that one. Crystal Palace 0, Huddersfield 0. Huddersfield can go down today if they lose to Palace and Burnley and Southampton both win, but at the moment that equation is not happening. Leicester 1, Bournemouth 0, Wes Morgan, and Manchester United 1, Watford 0, Marcus Rashford. We saw some great Manchester United play in that first half at times, Ben. We've not quite seen it yet in the second.
No, we haven't. You thought that the momentum would be there from the way that they finished the half, Manchester United, but Watford have come out the stronger again.
Rashford looking to put a cross into the box on the right hand side, deflected away though and picked up by De La Feu. Messina rolls it forward for Doucouré, slowed down by the presence of Ander Herrera, who has a bit of a nibble at him. Watford carry on with the ball. Janmaat down the right. Will Hughes is out wide, he plays it to him. Hughes taking on Shaw, tries to tuck it in behind Luke Shaw for Janmaat, but Shaw saw that coming and clears it away as far as Doucouré. Doucouré, another one of those players who Watford picked up for a bargain really in this day and age, just £4 million when he signed on the dotted line from Rennes. De La Feu into the box, lays it off for Pereira, takes a touch, goes round Pogba. Shaw comes in with the challenge and whips the ball away, and then the long range shot from Capoue flies over the top.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking of, Etienne Capoue there. He never looked likely to get anywhere near David De Gea's goal. But what a fabulous tackle from Luke Shaw. Perfectly timed. That's a super tackle. Nothing wrong with it either.
Well, Etienne Capoue ambitious there. He scored 4 goals this season, only got 3 last season, and the season before he actually got 7. He was the second top scorer for Watford. And we're going to see a change here for Watford. It's Kiko Femenia who comes on, and he's replaced Daryl Janmaat, who's gone straight down the tunnel.
Looks like he's got a wedding to go to or something. He don't look injured.
He doesn't look injured, but he's just running down.
He's off, yeah.
Running down the tunnel. Well, I'm running home from Old Trafford here today, but that's because I'm training for a marathon. I'm not sure that Daryl Janmaat is doing that. He's got a long way to go if he is running home from here.
Yeah.
Ricardo Pereira, by the way, was caught by the challenge from Luke Shaw, but Shaw did take the ball, so there was no free kick given by the referee. And Pereira has had some treatment and is now hobbling to the sides. De Gea takes the goal kick, he plays it short to Chris Smalling. And now it's out to Ashley Young on the far side. Pereira now rejoins the action. Mata for Phil Jones. And now Luke Shaw on this left-hand side. Will Hughes just pressurised him. Jones will have to go back to De Gea. Now Shaw. Oh, he's given it straight to Pereira. And he's tried to win it back. Pereira, though, has stepped past him and gone past a few other challengers as well. Spread it wide for De La Feu. He's going to cut inside as he against Ashley Young. He does, and Herrera is there to slow him down, and then Jones steps forward, takes control and gives the ball to Pogba. And he then ran into a bit of traffic. Kiko Femenia was more than happy to whip it off him. It's been a quiet day for Paul Pogba so far.
It has. He's definitely not got anywhere close to stamping his authority on this fixture.
Here's Doucouré, edge of the United box, the ball bobbling around the penalty area. Nemanja Matic tries to take it away. Deeney wins it back and Hughes bends it wide. Tell you what, Manchester United were playing with fire a little bit there.
Yeah, I think it's somebody in the technical area time. It was Mike Phelan in the first half when things weren't going well, and I'll be very, very surprised if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not tempted to make a substitution of his own, because Watford have certainly, they've had 3 or 4 attempts on target and they are getting closer, and United are just unnecessarily giving the ball away and spending too much time on it.
Yeah, we're heading for the hour mark, and Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are in deep discussion on the United bench. It's Watford who are coming forward again with Deo Lefeu, and it's through for Pereira in the penalty area. Good sliding challenge by Ashley Young, but it's all going from left to right at the moment, and that's the way Watford are playing. Deo Lefeu whips the ball over towards Deeney. Real fight for the ball between Deeney and Shaw, then Smalling heads it away from under the nose of De Gea, who I'm not sure would have actually got there. Doucouré in the box, tries to pull it back for Deeney. Jones swipes at it and gets it away. It is nervy back there at the moment.
Yeah, De Lefeu, the one causing all the problems over that far side.
But we're seeing more of Pereira now as well, aren't we? We didn't see too much of him in the first half, but he's coming into it a bit more now.
Yeah, well, United need to very, very quickly regroup and get some rhythm, and first and foremost get hold of the ball and pass it a lot better than they have been doing so far in this second half.
Messina nods it back to Ben Foster, who hasn't had the ball much in this second half. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shouting to Jesse Lingard, I think, to make his way for the change. Or is it Andreas Pereira? No, it's Andreas Pereira we're going to see. Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In fact, it's going to be both of them. Bit of confusion down there. But now the two substitutes are going to get their instructions from Kieran McKenna and Michael Carrick as Watford have the ball with Kiko Femenia. We are 30 seconds away from hitting the hour mark. It is Manchester United 1, Watford 0. Ben Thornley?
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. I only mentioned it a moment or so ago about making changes, and I don't think he's seen anything to his liking this afternoon. Sorry, in this second half. The only thing that is still good for Man United is that they're a goal to the good, but that is going to change if they don't start sorting themselves out quickly in this second half.
Capoue to Doucouré, edge of the Manchester United box. Doucouré crosses it in, it's too high for Deeney. It'll roll for Ashley Young. We'll look to try and just relieve the pressure on United here a little bit. Up the line for Herrera, for Mata, back to Herrera again. The two good friends working well in tandem. Young hooks it long for Mata. It'll fall here for Matic, who controls, takes it past Doucouré but gives it back to Capoue.
It could be any one of them, because Mata, Pogba, Matic, Herrera, I've not really seen much of any of those four, so I would imagine the substitutes will come from those four players.
It's behind for a Watford corner. And the Watford voices away to our right are getting louder, and the Manchester United nerves are beginning to jangle a little. We will shortly see Pereira and Lingard, not quite yet though, because Deo Lefeu is making his way over to take this corner. Every Manchester United player back. Cross comes in, dealt with by Marcus Rashford, who clears it away, but there's no one forward, so it'll come back. Kiko Femenia, shot from distance. De Gea, I think, lost that in the sun.
Yeah.
Albeit kept it out, and there was no one in green following up.
It's a decent strike from Femenia. It was a long way out. I think it caught David De Gea by surprise, if anything else, because of the added obstruction with the sun.
Here's Ashley Young down the right at the other end now, crossing it into the Watford box. It goes away for a throw to United, and we will now see the double Manchester United change. Pereira and Lingard on. Juan Mata the first to depart. Juan Mata making his way rather slowly from right by the far corner flag, and it's Ander Herrera who goes for Andreas Pereira.
Yeah.
Which from a names point of view makes it easier for us, because otherwise we'd have Pereira and Herrera on the pitch. So we could do with losing one of those. But this will add some fresh legs, maybe some fresh ideas to that Manchester United midfield.
Yeah, it will do. It will do. It's not really the two Spaniards coming off. It's not really been their day. now we need to inject some impetus into the game with Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira.
By the way, down on the south coast, Southampton have taken the lead against Brighton. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg with the goal on the hour for the Saints.
So that is Huddersfield relegated, should it stay like that?
Not quite, they've got to lose to Crystal Palace.
Oh, sorry, right.
And it's 0-0 at the moment. So they would live to see another day as it stands.
Sword of Damocles.
But we all know it's going to happen. It's a Watford goal kick, Ben Foster to take. We've got 26 minutes to play. At the moment, the points are going Manchester United's way, but...
Well, they haven't started in the second half, Dave. It's as simple as that. It's been all Watford.
Pereira of Watford running at Smalling. Smalling wins out. This is Andreas Pereira. And back it goes to David De Gea. Mike Phelan now enters the technical area to give some words of wisdom. Will Hughes wins it back off Martial. Forward for Deeney, just a bit too hot to handle for him. Phil Jones sees it out of play and carefully negotiates the ramp down from the pitch level here at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Which can either make you look rather foolish or can actually be quite painful.
Hurt, yeah.
Sometimes both together. Firmino, nice back heel from Hughes to pick him out. He's by the dead ball line. His crossing hits Jones on the forehead really more than anything there, and it's out for a Watford throw. Not many goals around in the Premier League today, so far at least. Just the one here, thanks to Marcus Rashford. Will Hughes trying to change that as he plays it into Pereira in the box. Deeney on the turn, tries to chip De Gea, who was pretty much on his line. It was a bold and brave attempt at goal, and in the end it didn't reap its rewards.
Yeah, you could see what he was trying. But again, Watford find a way to get through to David De Gea. And immediately win the ball, get the ball back, and one pass and it's out of play, and you're turning the possession over again. And Watford have another chance to build an attack.
Well, the stats will tell you that United have had 2 shots on target, Watford have had 6. So with that in mind, Javi Gracia would be really displeased to leave here with nothing, as Pogba is penalised for fouling Will Hughes, and you can hear what the Old Trafford faithful think of that decision.
Yeah. He could quite easily have weighed play on there, Stuart Atwell, but he probably thought that he was maybe tugging at him a little bit, a bit overzealous. Paul Pogba. Wasn't much in it, that's for sure.
Deulofeu, far side. That hit the arm of Andreas Pereira, who tried to move his arm out of the way, but an easy free kick for Stuart Atwell to give. It means that Watford have a chance to hoist this ball into the United box.
Yeah, and we saw Deulofeu in the first half from a similar position on the pitch, able to whiz that ball in with his right foot with pace and accuracy, and he's going to do exactly the same here. And when you've got the likes of Doucouré, Capoue, they've got some height advantage in there. Deeney, obviously.
Yeah, Deulofeu and Messina over the ball. They're just having words, but I'm sure it'll be Deulofeu to whiz it in. Indeed it is. Britos in there, Smalling heads it up and away. The shot from Capoue on the turn, he tried to hook it goalwards, and I tell you what, had it been on target, it probably would have been a goal, because it was really travelling, but it wasn't on target.
No, nowhere near. It was. Having said that, a lot better than his previous effort that he never looked like executing properly. But he made good contact with it, but he was leaning back too much, and it flew straight over the crossbar.
Well, if it does stay this way for Watford, it would mean that they would have lost their last 3 away league games, and that would be a first for the season. But those games have come at Anfield, at the Etihad and at Old Trafford, so I don't think they'll lose too much sleep over that, albeit they'll be disappointed if they don't get anything from this the way they've played. And here is Deeney into the box. The United box goes Roberto Pereira, stopped by Smalling, but he's won it back, Pereira, and then goes down, and that's a free kick. Much to Smalling's frustration. And a chance here to fire the ball across the penalty area perhaps, and it could hit anyone and go anywhere.
And that's what he'll do. It was a foul. He probably thought he was just going to get there. He didn't take anything of the ball.
So once again, everyone back from a Manchester United point of view, and of the 22 players on the field, I would suggest that 18 of them are in the penalty area here, as Deulofeu aims to cause United some problems. Right-footed, he runs up to the ball and hits it hard, but hits it high, and it's Smalling who heads it away out for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, I think both Chris Smalling and Phil Jones have been the pick of the bunch today for Manchester United, especially with Phil Jones making only his first start in nearly 6-7 weeks. I think he's performed extremely well.
Yeah, this is only his 12th Premier League start of the season, Phil Jones. It's been very competitive back there for these centre-half positions, and indeed his last game was at Fulham on the 9th of February. Funny to think this is his first game at Old Trafford since the 29th of January. But it has been a month since United played here.
It has, yeah. But they're going to more than make up for that in April with 4 or 5 games at home.
Roberto Pereira levered off the ball by Nemanja Matic. And he just sits on the ground and looks at the assistant as if to say, was that not a foul?
Well, I think most people thought it was, me included.
20 minutes to play. Manchester United 1, Watford 0. It is a United throw.
I'm just wondering whether we may see the introduction of Romelu Lukaku. He's obviously been in a rich vein of form before the international break.
Yeah, he's not warming up though at the moment.
No, he's not.
Only Diogo Dalot warming up from a Manchester United point of view. Now down the right hand side, Marcus Rashford tries to find room for a cross into the Watford box. He nearly found Jesse Lingard, but Kiko Femenia just got to the ball first and cleared it away. This game, though, will open up as Watford go in search of an equaliser. Rashford, flag is raised.
Yeah, he just advanced himself. He just needed to have a little bit of a look along the line, Marcus Rashford. And he is certainly one that doesn't need to. And he just went a little bit too soon.
It's a good call, that. He was off. And also might potentially be a good call from you about Romelu Lukaku, with 20 minutes to go. 6 goals in his last 4 United games, 20 and 42 for club and country this season. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying it wasn't fit enough to start, so he may shield him and use him on Tuesday perhaps. Here's Martial, near corner of the Watford penalty area, gives it to Rashford, gets it back via a defender, plays it out to Andreas Pereira on the far side. Lingard on the overlap. Here's Lingard. There's Martial. Foster in the way. It's still up for grabs. And Martial finds a way through the bodies on the line. And that's 2-0 Manchester United.
Well, just like in the first half. I mean, Watford are going to think, what more can we do? United have not been in the game at all in this second half. And they've managed to take a 2-goal lead, which I think is going to be pretty much unassailable now. And well done to Anthony Martial. It was an overlap from Jesse Lingard and Pereira. Really good weighted pass. And as Ben Foster came out to try and smother it, Anthony Martial, sitting on the floor, managed to scoop the ball with his left foot over the top of the defender on the line. I'm not actually sure who it was. I think it may have been Kabasele. He's not offside. He's pulling the ball back. You can see the lines on the pitch.
It's basically level, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he goes into battle with Foster, and it's scooped over Kabasele on the line. It was the only thing Martial could do to score there, because there were too many bodies in his way, and he didn't necessarily actually have control of the scoop.
No, he didn't. You can see the lines on the pitch that he's not offside. There's a decent save actually by Foster as he tries to flick it.
Well, especially considering Martial sat on Foster's head in the end. He landed on Foster's head. 2-0, Watford with it all to do.
Yeah, they have.
And Andre Gray has come on in the moments after that goal. Not too sure who's actually replaced there. Doesn't look like Deulofeu's on the pitch anymore, so I think it's Deulofeu who's gone.
I can only assume that he must be injured, because he was about as good a player on the park for Watford.
Well, either that or Javi Gracia is thinking, I want to keep him in reserve for next weekend's FA Cup semi-final, perhaps.
Yeah.
Here is Andre Gray. Pereira of Watford with the cross into the penalty area, headed away as far as Doucouré. Up against Pogba, steps away from him. Pogba though comes back at him. Then it's Will Hughes who tried to slide it through for Gray. Luke Shaw clears to Martial, who's brought down by Hughes. That's a free kick. And that second goal does make everyone sit a little bit more easily around Old Trafford, the vast majority anyway.
Yeah, because in all fairness, Dave, in this second half, if Watford had scored in that period, you know, before United did, then the way United were playing, you couldn't really see that, you know, they were going to get back in front. But that second goal has definitely given them the cushion, and you'll probably find now, as what happened in the first half, that United will go on and maybe even score another one, but certainly the play will improve.
Foul on Pogba this time, just late by Britos. Just wonder if Marcus Rocco here is going to be called for, because Luke Shaw was hobbling a little bit a moment ago. Ollie's at the wheel, ringing around Old Trafford. Not a vintage performance, but a result that could be of huge significance in this season for Manchester United. It is going to be Rocco who's going to come on shortly, as United build down the right with Pereira. Here's Pogba, midway in the Watford half. Couple of step overs, almost lost the ball as a result, but it's Matic on towards Jones. Martial, Luke Shaw on the overlap. Here goes Luke Shaw to the byline, pulls it back, just pulls it back too far for Rashford, and not quite into the path of Jesse Lingard.
No, it's unlucky, but isn't it amazing what a goal can do? Now all of a sudden you'll probably see a different Manchester United team, a Manchester United team that you saw in the second half of the first half, you'll see again. And here's the substitution.
And the change is Rocco on, Martial off.
He is limping.
And he is, isn't he? His right leg, I think, seems to be the problem. And it's a welcome to 2019 for Marcus Rocco. It's his first appearance of the calendar year. Last time he took to the field was in Valencia in the Champions League. And just a fourth appearance of the season for the Argentine as well. Martial's goal has made the difference in the end, has given United that cushion.
So does that mean that Luke Shaw's moved up?
Your attention please, with respect to...
Yeah, we'll have a little look and see how it develops. Looks like Luke Shaw's stepped forward into midfield, doesn't it? Marcus Rocco to left back. Or is it a three at the back wing back system?
Well, I'm just
looks like three at the back, doesn't it?
It is, yeah, it is.
Marcus Rashford is down in the centre circle and is pretty still on the floor as Gray pulls it back for Deeney. He didn't quite get on the end of it. Ashley Young will clear up towards Andreas Pereira, and the game will be stopped now so that Marcus Rashford can get some attention. The problem being, of course, that if he can't carry on, United can't replace him. Lingard, Pereira and Rocco, the three changes that have already been made. Looks like he doesn't need treatment though, so he's going to get to his feet, and Manchester United will have a throw. 13 minutes to go, 2-0 United lead.
Yeah, Just trying to see here. There wasn't a foul in there. He obviously landed awkwardly. He's back to his feet. We need him to be.
Marcus Rocco with a header away, straight to Femenia. Now Hughes. Ball won back by Shaw. Rocco takes over. Crunching challenge that by Hughes, and Rocco will have felt that after so long out, but he's okay. And United carry on attacking here with Lingard. Shaw on the overlap. Tries to cut it inside Cabaselli. Still has it, Luke Shaw here. Cabaselli is still with him. And Shaw plays it out off to Corey for a throw. Did well there.
Yeah, he did really well. Did really well. Initially to get the ball back and dance past. I think it was Decore.
Rocco's throw. Andreas Pereira keeps it in play on the byline. Then plays it out off Cabaselli for another Manchester United throw. Final 11 minutes of a game which has ebbed and flowed, but largely been played in Manchester United's half. And now it's Lingard with a shot from the edge of the box, trying to curl it, trying to get a bit more height on it than he did. It was an easy take for Foster in the end.
It was, but at least United have started since the goal to play some more football.
It's really been the same half, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The second half's been the same as the first half, in that Watford had most of the play, then United scored, and then the game has changed.
Yeah, carbon copying. It just goes to show that when you are on top, if you do get that chance where you do have a spell at Old Trafford to maybe score a goal or even two, as Watford have had, you've got to take them, otherwise you get punished. And United haven't really deserved it this afternoon, but you don't always get, like I said, what you deserve in football. Great pass.
Lovely pass by Will Hughes. Andre Gray in behind Phil Jones, crosses it in towards Deeney. It'll break here for Pereira. Roberto Pereira shoots straight at Ashley Young.